Alright, here we go. We are on the draw for round number 1. I'm keeping this hand on the strength of this Faithless Looting and hopefully finding a second land to cast one of these Cathartics. Search for Tomorrow. This looks like Scapeshift. Hopefully our hand is fast enough to outpace them. This matchup I don't think is that spectacular for us either. Alright, I'll pitch Haunted Dead and the Thug. Let's go ahead and pop out my graveyard now. Throw it over here. Scapeshift I don't think is a great matchup because not only is their combo generally just a little bit too fast, but they have a lot of good interaction with us, like, you know, post-board Graveyard Hate and Anger of the Gods. So let's go ahead and Dredge. Didn't find me much, found me a Conflagrate. And a Bloodghast. I mean, I'll get back the Bloodghast, I suppose. Here I'm gonna go get a Blood Crypt, I think. Yeah, I think so. I could think about trying to stay above 18 life for the whole game to play around an earlier Scapeshift, but it doesn't really make sense. I think it's better to just try to play the best I can. Or as optimal as I can, rather. Alright, so let's go Dredge 1, Dredge 2, and Dredge 3. 2 Narcomoebas, no prized amalgams, unfortunately. Still not the worst. So let's yield, and let's always yes. Yes. Pass the turn. So we have another Cathartic Reunion next turn, which is pretty good. Currently, the only Dredger in our yard is the Dakmor Salvage. Like, normally I'd be okay with this start, but I think I'm probably going to be like a turn too slow, given that we were on the draw and he's off to a pretty solid start himself. So let's Dredge Dakmor Salvage. Another Narcomoeba. Sure. Then let's see. Guess I'll Cathartic now. Pitching double Thug. Draw 1. Draw 2. Draw 3. And then we'll attack. Got a bunch of amalgams now. Play my land. Always yes, always yield. Guess I shouldn't auto-yield, but let's auto-yield to these. Yes. Yes. Pass the turn. So we have the win now, assuming nothing else changes. So we can just attack and Conflagrate, or just attack and, as long as he doesn't have like main deck Anger of the Gods. Even a Prime Time I don't think saves him here. But we'll see what happens. He's 1 mana short of Scapeshift. He doesn't have triple green, so he can't go Tribe Elder into Scapeshift. So he can grab 2 mountains, shoot 2 amalgams. Then he can block an amalgam, take 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus the damage from Cathartic should do it. I don't even need to Dredge. Let's just attack. And post-combat we'll Conflagrate him. For, I can't even see how much damage that is, but I assume that's 3 damage. Let's cancel. It's kind of obnoxious that I can't see the number because of the arrows. So it looks like that's 3 damage. Red, red, discard 3, yep. 1, 2, 3. Done. Alright, sweet. Okay, against him, Duress seems good. Golgari Charm's interesting because it can regen my creatures if he has an Anger of the Gods. What kind of enchantment hate do they play? Probably Relic, which this doesn't deal with, unfortunately. But I don't want to bring in something like Destructive Revelry, I don't think. Doesn't seem worthwhile. Leyline does nothing. None of our cards are really that great against them. Definitely Duress though. Trim on a Conflagrate, it's not that great in this matchup. I'll hold off on Golgari Charm until I see more. And then I'll just trim on like 1 Loam, maybe. 1 Thug, 1 Loam, 1 Faithless. I think 1 Loam is fine. Don't love this hand. We do have the Cathartic. Problem is, like, we want all these cards in our graveyard and we can't get them in there fast enough. I mean, we could just Conflagrate for 0 turn 1 and then for 2, like, pitch our whole hand. I'll keep it just to try, since we're in the early stages of testing. Even though I have played this deck enough and I don't think this deck is quite good enough, or this hand is quite good enough, rather. Ooh, that made this hand a little bit better. So let's go grab, guess a mountain is fine. I'm going to put a stop on his second main phase. And we're going to pitch this Thug, Dredge. And the reason you do that is in case you hit a Narcomoeba and a Prized Amalgam, so you get both back on their end step. Right, we have a Loam. Let's get that back. Loam was not a bad draw. Okay, and we have a couple Dredgers now, so this should be a good opportunity to Cathartic. So we'll get 1 Bloodghast back. The only thing to keep in mind here is, again, Anger of the Gods. So let's pitch, I think Thug plus Bloodghast is fine. Then we'll dredge Stinkweed, Thug, Stinkweed. Okay, not the best dredges, unfortunately. He's got pretty much nothing going on his side. Let's dredge another Stinkweed. Double Narcomoeba is fine. So this turn, let's attack. I think I'm just going to Loam, hit my land drops, Copperline, Stomping Ground, Mountain. Actually, no. Copperline, Mountain, Bloodstained Mire. And then we'll play Copperline. Get back a Bloodghast. And I guess discard to hand size. We have a Conflagrate in the yard now. Let's pitch another Bloodghast. I have to imagine he's got some kind of hate here, like an anger, because his hand was so slow. Prismatic Omen. So that means he can go off on turn 6 now. Okay, so he's potentially going to be able to kill us next turn. So there's a chance we can kill him here. Let's dredge back. life from the loam. Amoeba's ability, yes. Amalgam might be a turn too late. Alright, so let's do some math. We can loam. Let's see, we can play land to get that blood gas back. So we'll be at 7 cards in hand. Loam takes us down to 6, then back up to 9. So we can cathartic or conflagrate for 9. Oh, we have exactly no. We're 1 short, I think. Yeah, it looks like we're 1 damage short. Ugh. It's unfortunate. Pretty sure we are dead if we let him untap. So I play land, trigger Bloodghast, cast Life from the Loam with 6 cards, get 3 lands back, go up to 9 cards, conflagrate him for 9, so he goes to 9. So my Bloodghast will have haste. Then I can attack for 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. I mean, that's lethal if I get to untap, but what are the odds of that? Loam back. Doesn't matter what I get back at this point as long as I get 3. Then conflagrate you. Again, I can't see the number, but okay. Red, red. Put you to 1. So again, if we get to untap, we can have lethal. Even if he has anger now, because we have this conflagrate for 1 in our yard. Very curious what his hand looked like. I guess he did mulligan, so maybe it was just a kind of loose keep, hoping to get there. Well, the fact that he's not doing it immediately leads me to believe that maybe I'm not dead. He would need to have like an anger plus a surgical to not be just dead right now. Wood elves. Okay. It's not going to save him. Shooting me though, interestingly. Anger. Yep, so he's dead. I guess I'll dredge loam because I can. I'll just conflagrate now. For 1. Oof, alright, I thought I was gonna die there, but guess we got a little lucky.